I would say our biggest piece of advice to any husband, wife, or any partners out there that are looking to try and do something like this is just be open with communication. And again, stay in your lane, know what your role is, and be vocal about that. And protect.
Who has veto power, right? That was what our coach said to us. You must define who has veto power in what categories. Because that way the line is drawn. There's no crossing it. You got to define the lanes that you work in, the roles that you have, and who holds veto power on particular decision making. And that was a game changer for us.
Right.
Because all of a sudden it wasn't personal, which is the hardest part when you're with a partner or a spouse in business, is it's not personal. You have to remove that piece so you can be effective.
I think it took us realizing that, hey, we're two different people. We work completely different. And also finally realizing that we also both fill in the gaps for each other. And I mean, if I were to say it very clearly, we figured out to stay in our lane. That's where everything kind of clicked.
You know what it was? We had a coach who was running a very similar business to us, and we're blessed. We're with a company that has a high-level coaching program that we were able to be a part of back then. And she was a husband-wife sales team as well. And we requested that. We wanted some guidance on how do you effectively run a team as a husband and wife and not destroy your marriage, because it's not easy.
Right.
Yeah. And especially because of the roles we had naturally taken, where it's just an interesting dynamic when you're also married. You have to go home, take off professional hats, stop the conversations that when you love what you do and you're passionate about what you're doing, it's easy to just only talk about that all the time.
Well, especially because at work, essentially you were the figurehead and running everything at work, and very clearly I run everything at home.
Yes.
Very clearly.
You run everything.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. And so that was difficult to deal with those role reversals, or even just simply who I am in business is not necessarily who I am as mom, who I am as wife, who I am as daughter. And so to separate those things with very clear defined pathways is challenging. I mean, it's still challenging. It's not something that I would say we've mastered.
It takes a conscious effort.